last on the MyT Sports Podcast. Hey, yo, Coach, tell them what the undercover motto is.
You play to win the game. Hello?
Oh, look, we got a couple comments. Let's see, I just had a genius idea about starting a podcast where I report the news, but I only speak when I have a mouthful of food. Hey, you can do that shit. You know what I mean? People are actually watching people eat mouthfuls of food. You know? I got you right here. You want some? Right. And just go and enjoy it and hit them up with it. And you can do that. That happens. People pay for that shit. Hey, listen, whatever blows the bubbles in your bath water. But you know what we do here in the podcast. You make sure you pour yourself your little sippy sip, right? You roll up your little roly roll so we can get here and start the podcast on a Papa Stroll. Man, I hope you guys had a good week, and I did. I'm sipping a little bit of whiskey today. I'm over here on my brown, you know. Ooh, shit! Cheers to all of you. Cheers to all of you. And it's been a big. This is officially volume 8, episode 51, track 505 of the MyT Sports Podcast. As you guys know, every single podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew and the United States Army. You know how we do with them too. You know, big love to all of them. Big love to all our brethren in service. If it's your first time here on the podcast, I'm gonna let you in behind the curtains. What we like to do here on the podcast, we like to start off every single podcast with a little birthday shout out. So what we do is we give love to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was here on the air. All right, I love to play to win the game, Mr. Bob, like the show. Appreciate you. So basically, that's everybody that had a birthday on Saturday, everybody that had a birthday on Sunday, and everybody that has a birthday today. Last time we was on the air was on Friday night. Did we go? Wait, hold on 1 second. Pause. Were we on Friday night? Yeah, we were. It was Saturday I went out. I'm telling you, these days are starting to run together already. So everybody had a birthday Friday. Sorry, everybody had a birthday Saturday. Everybody had a birthday Sunday. Everybody has a birthday today. So if you got your birthday peoples, you go ahead and you drop their names in the comments, and we'll go ahead and give them a shout out as well today. But you know what we do here. Yo, DJ MyT, do me a favor. Go ahead and drop that beat for me. Hey. Yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. But because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get these birthday shout outs hopping up. Well, you know what we like to do. We like to start off every single podcast with that big energy, big energy, right? Let's go ahead and get these birthday shout outs out of the way. And you know what, though? Even though we come with the big energy, it doesn't mean that people come up with the birthdays. We had no birthdays for the 21st. We had no birthdays for the 22nd. So we had nobody over the weekend celebrating their birthday, you know, trying to get their birthday squeak them on. You know what I mean? We had none of that's going on. But you know what we do have? We actually have a birthday today, which makes it even finer in Carolina. You understand? Because, nobody wants belated birthday blessings. They appreciate it, but nobody wants the belated birthday blessings. They want a birthday on. They want a birthday shout out on their birthday. Let's go ahead and start giving those birthday shout outs. I know you guys see it, right? Go ahead and start tagging them people. Let them know their birthday shout outs is just moments away. Put that cup in the air to you. That's how I be moaning in my girl ear. Like, fellas, don't be afraid to moan in your girl's ear like that. Actually, I'm lying. That's not how I moan at all in my girl's ear. That's a bold face lie. I'm a growler. Like, you gotta be there to understand, right? But first, I want to say happy birthday to Willie, Smiling, Tell Sont, right? I want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Willie, big Willie style. You understand? Oh, pause. I was going to the trifecta of Willie. You know what I mean? Willie, the Wilster, the Will Meister. You know what I mean? Like, you know how it goes. Yeah, I know way too many Willies. I'm starting to realize this. I know way too many Willies. And why does every Will that you know go by some form of chill Will? Now this one doesn't that I know of. But why does most Wills that you know go by some variation of chill Will? Like Chili Will, Chili Chill, Chili Chill Will. You understand? Like they all got it in their name somewhere, right? But still big up to them. Big up to Willie Smiley, right? Also want to say happy birthday to my Auntie Marie, your auntie Wagwan, auntie, happy birthday, auntie. Yo, from blessed from the bottom of my heart, over to you wherever you're there. Even though we know you're still in New York, right? You're still there, Bronx, right? So happy birthday to you, auntie. One love. Many more to come. Many blessings. Many blessings. Yo, next time you talk to Kwame, tell him I said, tell him to call me. Tell him to give me a call. Say hello this time. That's a jab. That's me taking a shot at him. That's only because I love him, and I can do that shit. All right, auntie. So to Willie and to Auntie, my Auntie Marie, right? Want to say happy birthday to you both, right? I hope you party hard, right? I hope you enjoy everything, right? Hope you regret nothing. Actually, you have no regrets from this time, right? And more importantly, you continue to stay T. Woo! I'm telling you, you even tell that's that smoke. That's that smoke game. You gotta keep those lungs good. You know what I mean? That's our yoga too. You gotta practice your breathing. You know your 8-second counts of breathing. Make sure you're able to fully relax yourself whenever you get there. Oh man, we got the birthday shout outs out the way. And that's what we like to do here on the MyT Sports Podcast. Start off every show with a little birthday party. Get the energy turned up in the air. Get you guys turned up in the air. Get that flavor in here. And get you guys ready for the first topic of the day. Let's get into our first topic.
First of all.
Those gold digging Niners, boy, they trampled themselves over some Cowboy, didn't they? It was definitely, I take that back. It was not a shootout in the OK Corral, but things were definitely getting heated in the Wild Wild West. Oh boy. We had the San Francisco 49 taking on the team that we generally don't talk about until their owner denounces racism. But in this case, you just kind of have to include them in the conversation a little bit. Right? And let's give the Dallas players a pass for their owner, right? And let's get into a couple of this conversation because it's crazy. You always can tell who the narrative is built around or who the expectations may be built around. Even though most people have San Francisco or the 49ers, or if you were the MyT Sports Podcast, you've had San Francisco and 49ers in the NFC Championship game since August 15th. Sorry, since August 3rd. Yes. That's how long ago. Now you guys can't see that. Hold on. See that over there? See that over there? Hold on. Trying to get this motherfucker to pay attention. That right there. That's what that says. Mind your business. Right? Let me see. What else I got up there? 42 wins. I think that's what I got for the Knicks. Oh, shit. You know what? I already knew this. We got LeBron James. And you know what's funny? This is why you write shit down, right? This is why you write things down. Because apparently I already did the math of when I thought LeBron James was going to break the all-time scoring record. I think he's moved up a couple of games now since we've last mentioned it. But, yep, he's right on pace to do it at game 68. I think that's game 68. Versus the New York Knicks in the Garden. That's not too far away from here. If I'm not mistaken, that's... What day is that? February 20 something. I forgot what day that was. I forget what day that was already. I had, I can tell you. Right, that's the memory. The memory's already gone. I'm not even gonna go back and look for all that. We have way too much to get into in a 3-hour show today. We'll think about it. We'll come back on Wednesday. Trust me, the time won't pass. But whenever LeBron James plays the New York Knicks next, that's probably when he's going to break the all-time scoring record. And don't you guys forget that the phone lines are open. If you would like to join the conversation and join the podcast, you can call in either through Instagram, you can call in through Podbean, or you can call me on my personal line. You can call me on my cell phone. Those gold-digging 49ers, they beat the Dallas Cowboys 12-19. And it didn't start off well for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's just say that they got lucky, and more importantly, their kicker got lucky. The Dallas Cowboys' first extra point, their field goal kicker misses. Now, if you know the story already, he missed four kicks in the wild card round, right? Now he misses his first kick in the NFC divisional round. That's 5 straight misses. The only thing that saved him, right now I'm currently watching the Chicago Bulls versus the Atlanta Hawks. Again, if this is your first time here, we normally like to keep a sporting event going on in the background. Right now, the current game that we have on is Hawks versus the Bulls. And also, I'm a little behind. So right now, I am just coming to the end of the third quarter. 27 seconds left, where Vujovic is at the foul line. Atlanta currently is down 76-77. So if you guys are watching this game, if you guys pay attention to it, this game may already be over or a whole lot further ahead than where I'm at. I picked up on this game late, but I wanted to watch this one. What I really wanted to watch was Orlando. I'm gonna tell you guys now. I'm gonna keep giving you guys this little gem, per se, is that when it's time for you to watch basketball, I know they may not have the record to make you watch them, but make sure you watch Orlando Magic games. Those are games to watch. If for any reason other than they have the number 1 pick in the draft and he is worth the price of admission, you gonna want to see Banchero. La cucaracha. Sorry, I'm sipping on that brownie over there. You know what I mean? It'll get you to switch languages real quick. So let's continue. Let's continue. Right? Oh, let's get the birthday shout out people up here, right? We still got the last birthday people on there. It means that didn't save. Wait, did everything else not save? Okay, everything else saved. I had to make sure. I see things not happening properly the way I like them to be sometimes. So, I thought I did that properly. So, it's crazy, right? Because the Dallas Cowboys weren't the favorites, but they definitely are the story. Even though the San Francisco 49ers are making a Super Bowl run with a rookie quarterback. Even though right? Even though they're the better team, and they should be the story. The whole storyline revolves around Dallas Cowboys, and this builds it, and this is what the person that facilitates the Dallas Cowboys that we generally don't like to talk about because the person that facilitates them to come out and denounce racism, but that's the reason why. Like I said, we're really glad. Listen, this is the last time we're going to talk about them. We haven't talked about them for weeks. We're going to talk about them their very last game of the season, because it is the very last game of the season for the Dallas Cowboys, and we are 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. You understand? Nothing could be finer than to see a cowboy crying in the morning. You understand? Woke up this morning to Cowboy fans. Who that? When them come, tell them not to lock the front door. Don't lock it. Yes. In case any of my calls pop up. I'll come down and lock it. So, because KJ said he was going to come up here and talk smack, but KJ talks smack all the time. So even him saying that he's going to come up here is him talking smack, but we'll leave the door open just in case for you. Let's get back to the San Francisco 49ers game. Dallas kicker really got lucky. Like, they really did. Because it was going to look really bad if he just shanked it wide left, which is what he did. But because it was blocked, he got let off the hook. You know what I mean? It's like accidentally throwing an off base pitch, but the batter bails you out by swinging at it. like you're like, wait, you did what? Like, lackadaisically too, like, or reaches for something that you know, like, he should have done. That's kind of what it was. He really got bailed out in all of this. Let's take this off. Right? He really got bailed. He really got bailed out. And there's no telling how bad this game looks if their kicker doesn't make that first field goal. That first extra point. Or just to get that first extra point blocked. All right, you have a good night. Every other point the Dallas Cowboys scored after that were field goals. And they're lucky that their kicker missed the first one. I had the first one blocked because I don't think he makes the other two after that. I think he's too distraught. I think he's too shook, and I think he stays in his mind and he misses everything else. But can I tell you that the Dallas Cowboys just looked horrible. Granted, San Francisco 49ers are so well put together. They really are. Drafted well, coached well, developed well, schemed well. The 49ers really are well put together. What's going on, Josh? Welcome to the podcast. The phone lines are open if you would like to join us. I don't know if the Shanahan is going to get enough credit. I really don't. Like, it may not be in the cards. Now, personally, I really don't want them to get past. I don't want them to get past Philly. From this point on, until they're eliminated, I'm probably rooting for Philly all the way. We had to talk about this yesterday. It was interesting. Like, we had a very interesting talk about this yesterday. And really what it boils down to is that I just want Jalen Hurts to get a ring before Tua. I want him to go to the Super Bowl before Tua. Granted, I don't think Tua is ever gonna sniff there, right? But I would definitely want Jalen Hurts to go ahead and get that Super Bowl, so he could definitely get it before Tua, but also have that over Tua during his whole career. Like, yo, not only did Tua have a tongue twist to take my job, and I still put up the same exact numbers, and not only did I get drafted after him, I'm the one that goes into the Super Bowl before him. I can't wait for that to happen. And I don't think that Jalen Hurts is going to have a better opportunity outside of this year. I'm okay sacrificing Joe Burrow for one more year. I really am. Because I think that Joe Burrow can make it back. Oh God, smoking Joe Burrow. We're going to talk about him later. If you guys aren't calling him that by now, then understand that his nickname to us is Smoking Joe Burrow if you're a member of this podcast. That boy's on fire. He got that Jim Carrey mask on. What's this called? Mask on future kind of energy. You understand? We're gonna talk about him a little bit later though. Dallas Cowboys trying to throw that game away. I forgot what I was looking for. God damn it. I was looking for something I completely forgot what I was looking for. Dallas Cowboys completely threw that game away. There were times where you really wondered if they were just playing for the other team. Now, mind you, Dak didn't play well. He had 2 interceptions in this game, only threw for 1 touchdown. How many, if I'm not mistaken, but let's pull this up. Dak Prescott, 22 for 37, 206, he had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. And Brock Purdy, 19 for 29 for 214 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Their touchdowns came on the ground, special teams. That's what you understand. Like field, defense. But Purdy held himself in there. He just did what he needed to do. Kittle's 5 receptions, 95 yards. Deebo Samuel's 4 for 45. But Deebo Samuel's also 4 for 11. Christian McCaffrey 10 for 35. And also 6 for 22. So this game wasn't explosive. This game wasn't high scoring. This game just determined who the better team was and determined the winner. That's really all it did. Was nothing really pretty about this game. Was nothing really. I guess you should say there's nothing pretty about this game. Except for the Shanahan is a brilliant mind. Like that, we know his pops, right? And now you see the son coming into his own for years now, doing what he has been doing. It is so crazy what's been happening in San Francisco. It really has been. It really has been. The Shanahans, the Reeds. I need to slow down on that. I forgot there's nothing in that. So, even though Dak only threw 2 interceptions, right? And I say he only threw 2 interceptions as if that's not a lot of interceptions. Even though he only threw 2 interceptions, he could have threw 5. It was so funny. I think it was the start of the second half. Was it the start of the second half? Where I think Dallas is making the move, right? And they're coming down. And I'm saying to myself, you know what? Maybe Dak finally learned his lesson. And immediately I had to swallow my tongue. Because in that same play that I said that, as the words is leaving my mouth, Dak Prescott throws a ball that the defender comes undercuts it, and honestly could have had the interception on a slant, but just drops it like, this is why you play defense. You understand, Dak could have had 5 interceptions this game. That's how bad he played. He looked like an old Peyton Manning in the pocket. That just stiff and scared to get hit. I mean, he had a couple of good runs, but they all will try. They all find space and slide with their cleats up. They all do that. That's the wise thing to do. But Dallas Cowboys fans, again, the letdown happens. And granted, listen, enjoy your rides. To be honest with you, as I compare what I hear from Giants fans, who we'll talk about a little bit later, and Cowboys fans and Jacksonville Jaguars fans, right? I'm mentioning all the losers, right? Basically, I'm mentioning everybody that
You have failed this city.
like they all came up short, but the Dallas Cowboy fans, those are the ones, B. Those are the ones. Like I'm telling you. So Dallas Cowboys, before I talk about your fans, right? Let me talk. Let's wrap up with your performance on the field. It was a complete F for.
You have failed. You have failed. You have failed this city.
Wait, no, you get 5 stars on that one.
You have failed. You have failed this city.
You get 5 failures on that one. You get a full 5-finger failure. Like, I'm sorry. Jesus. Cowboy fans breaking their TV. It's a good thing that 43-inch TVs are like selling for like $150 now. A couple of them, that's what I ain't see no Samsungs being broken. You know what I mean? I seen a couple of those insignias, right? Yeah, I seen a couple of insignias and ons getting broken. I ain't see too many of them. I ain't see too many Samsungs. You know what I mean? People breaking their good old Samsung TV. But yo, people was really out here punching their TVs in the face. Like like the moment they lost, and the next time they saw Dak Prescott's face pop up on the TV, that paused. It was like, ah. They over here cropping Dak Prescott's face on Eddie Murphy's body in one of the Beverly Hills Cops movies where he's getting tossed out. Well, get off me, man. Get off me. Get off me, man. Get off me. It's bad. You see people cutting up and burning jerseys? That's you, nephew? Boy? Is that you, nephew? Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. That's still you. Okay. But let's move on. Let's move on from the Dallas Cowboys. I just had to get them in for the first topic. And really, I want to talk about the San Francisco and give them their flowers, right? Because the story, right? The 49ers aren't gonna get their roses enough for this W. What ends up happening, right? What up?
Guys here.
Okay. I just heard you walking around. I was trying to figure out who was creeping.
No, I heard the door open, so I went to go check.
Ooh. Yay. Let's do that. Oh, sorry, I was reading messages. I know. Listen, I'm horrible at this. I'll tell you the hardest thing when recording. People don't realize probably the hardest thing is trying to read all of the messages that come through, right? When you're recording. And for me, I got messages coming in everywhere. Right? At least on 3 different platforms. That's why you always see me looking over here, looking over here, looking over here, and then trying to look over here. But you know, let's do something we haven't done in a while. There's something that we haven't really done in a while. And that's getting to the tea of the weekend. Those off-topic sport topics that aren't really topics, but they're kind of topics. You know, they're kind of tea of the weekend. Let's cook that shit up. Pump it up. I gotta think of something for that. Don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. Oh man, let's get into a little bit of the tea of the weekend, right? Hashtag TOTW, right? Tea of the weekend on MyT, tea of the weekend. MYT TOTW. Right, little MyT tea of the weekend. Have you guys seen it? Let me know if you guys have seen it. We got uncles fighting in the arenas. Have you seen this? We got uncles courtside, so close they could trip a referee, beefing at the arena. If you guys haven't seen it, the other day at the Lakers game, Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp, right? The Hall of Fame, Denver Broncos Shannon Sharp. You guys may know him from the Fox Sports morning show. Highly questionable? Undisputed. There we go. My bad. Sorry, cheers to you. And in this, right, on this particular evening, right, as Unc is sitting there supporting his team, the Lakers are playing the Memphis Grizzlies, mind you. And as you know, the Memphis Grizzlies, I like Memphis, right? They're a rough team. They're a physical team. They talk a lot of smack too. They continue the name of the Grindhouse, right? I think I want to go to a Memphis game. Ooh, shit. Okay, Google, what's the last game of the NBA season?
On the website playoffstatus.com, they say the NBA regular season ends Sunday, April 9th. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
I ain't gonna lie. Let me have a couple $100 to spare that weekend. And I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna buy myself a ticket to a Memphis Grizzlies playoff game. Hey yo. This is no poppy show. I gotta send my Booski some money immediately. Okay. So, where we there? So, as you guys know, right? So Lakers are playing Memphis Grizzlies. Shannon Sharp is sitting on the court side. And, Unc starts getting into one of the players. I think it's Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, right? He starts getting one of the players. He starts telling him that, yo, you can't go LeBron. And this is what happens when you're a shit talker, right? Sometimes you just get caught up in the moment and you respond to everything. And I don't think he needed to respond to Unc, right? Because he was right, like, yo, Unc, you ain't even playing right now, so why give Unc all of that energy, right? But the energy that you're disrespectful, though, he gave Unc some disrespectful energy, and that was uncalled for, right? Like, fuck you and all this, you this, and Unc was like, yo, come say that shit to my face. Like, you talking about fuck me, like, yo, come say that shit to my face. Talking all that shit, say that shit to my face. Now, mind you, this is between like Dylan Brooks and Shannon Sharpe. Now, when that happened, Steve Adams, you guys know him, Aquaman from Justice League, right? Steve Adams, he starts making his way there. And it takes everybody. Yo, they trying to move him. He's standing there, it's like, yo, they're trying to push him and move him back. They're getting nowhere. You see them putting all of their weight into him. He's just like, get off of me, little man. You have no clue what the kind of war these men have started. We was really about to see some Aquaman versus Black Panther shit go down. Yo, so, right, after there's a mob of people really holding Steve Adams back, because Shannon Sharpe is just chilling, right? A couple people get on Shannon Sharpe and say, yo, fuck off, we should have. Yo, Shannon Sharpe's chest flared instantly. Like, you could instantly see, like, I still work the fuck out. Run up on me if you want to. Right? Because while he ain't afraid of Steve Adams, because he's a football player. Remember this, he's a football player. He ain't worried about that shit. Like, I'm gonna come there, I'm gonna spear you like Roman Reigns. They see those gonna be ground and pound. Right? Or I'm gonna try to lift your big ass up and dump you on your neck. Every other 6'7" nigga and below, you getting bodied by Unc. I'm sorry. You may be faster, but again, don't let him put them paws on you. It's a wrap. So, they're getting in between each other. I see when Ja Morant walks up. When Ja Morant walks up, he's not saying a word. He's just kind of sitting back smiling. Right? Kind of chuckling to himself like, yo, this shit is wild. Look at these things. But then Ja Morant pops. B. This is when shit went a little too far, because, listen, I'm going to tell you this. While normally an interaction like that would not be allowed between a fan and a player, but in this case, the fan is another athlete as well. So Shannon Sharpe gets that pass because of that. It's athlete on athlete. Pops, respectfully, Mr. Morant, you're not an athlete, and you're not the celebrity either, right? So the you running up on Shannon Sharpe like that, like, nah, B, because if Shannon Sharpe would have caught you with a quick jab for getting too close to his airspace, like, he would have been in his right. Hey, yo. Like, yo, like, we love your son and we respect you, but you can't go running up in athletes' business like that. Especially, like, if your son is in danger. And that's the reason why I pointed out Ja Morant's position. His son wasn't the one being barked at. His son wasn't doing any of the barking. His son wasn't being held back. His son didn't need any protection. This was between Shannon Sharpe and Dylan Brooks, that Steve Adams, being the defender that he is, right, and the big brother that he is, and the enforcer of the team that he is, he's automatically, yo, this beef, where? Like, you understand, like, he's programmed for that shit, and much respect to him. Right? Like, much respect is given to Steve Adams for that, because, like, we know or we don't even know, right? We know the kind of player that he is, but we see, right? We saw it exactly. Immediately he realized, like, what? There's beef where I don't give a fuck who you are. Shannon Sharp, I'm running up on you. Right? And it's funny how the Lakers are in the news for everything except for winning. Well, I guess that's what they're doing, everything except for winning, isn't it? Right? That feels like that, right? No, I don't feel like that. Sorry. You know what was happening there. I can't even see what's happening there. Okay, we're back. We're done wilding. Like the Lakers are in the news for everything but winning, right? LeBron James scoring 48. Shannon Sharp arguing on the court side. Patrick Beverley acting up. Yep, we talking about rap time. Well, you see Patrick Beverley mocking the great Damian Lillard. The Chicago Bulls are currently up right now 108-97. No, pour up another round of tea. We ain't done over here. Pour that shit back up. Right? So, pour that shit back up. So, recently you saw Patrick Beverley. And Patrick Beverley you saw him talking smack to Damian Lillard, right? And it was at one point in time where Damian Lillard's at the free throw line. And I didn't get a chance to watch the game, so I saw the interaction. And yeah. All right, and Damian and Rat Beverley, right? The snake, the rat, the cat, and the dog, right? But the Rat Beverley, he's over there chirping something at Dame Lillard. And Dame Lillard just goes, yo, I'll beat your ass. Yo, can I tell you, this is why old niggas like Damian Lillard, B. This is why Damian Lillard is just respected in these streets. I can't wait to hear about the Damian Lillard stories when he gets out the NBA. I really can. I want to hear about his gangster, about him having Portland held down, or other areas held, or the Bay held down, or something from Portland to the Bay. Because Portland's not that far from Seattle. Okay, Google, how far is Portland, Oregon from Seattle, Washington?
Portland is 174 miles away from Seattle by car.
So that's like me driving to Orlando. That's nothing. You can do that in a day. You understand that? I can go to Orlando early today. I can leave for Orlando early today at 4 o'clock in the morning and come back at midnight. Seriously. Have a whole day of chilling, come bounce up there at midnight, roll back in here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's seriously something that can be done. You can spend 12 whole hours in Orlando and come back. So you understand, there's people that I know that have lived damn near in Orlando and come to work down here. Like, oh, I got this little 3-hour drive to work. But think about it. There's people that do that for like the people that live in like New York, Connecticut area that does that travel back and forth. The Jersey travel back and forth. So just when I say a less than 3-hour drive is nothing. I see. You know what? I see now why Damian Lillard's not leaving Portland. He's too close to home. And when I say I really can't wait now, I really can't wait to hear the stories of Damian Lillard and Damian Lillard and how he had that whole entire area unlocked on some G shit. You know what I mean? From Portland all the way down to the Bay. But also passing out opportunities from Portland to the Bay. Taking care of everything in that 3-hour strip of whatever it takes. I don't know if it's a straight line or what, but I can see all of that. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have another conversation with Knicks fans. And I'm realizing that 3 hours away from home is just good and is just far enough away to be away from home and still be able to get to home and influence home and make people feel like you're at home without being at home. Or if he wants to, he doesn't even have to live in Portland. That's the crazy thing about it. He doesn't have to live in Portland because it's so close. Get you a small little shack, a little place for the to shack up with on the nights that you have games. You only did what for 48 days, right? 42 games out of a season, 41 games out of a season. The rest of the time you're on the road. I really wonder now. I'm really curious if Damian Lillard has a residence still in the Bay Area, right? And not in Portland. I'm curious. But this also revelation right here. Just to let you guys know. As a Knicks fan, this revelation right here just made me realize that Damian Lillard is never gonna leave Portland if he doesn't have to. That shit is way too close to home. It really is. It really is. And the Chicago Bulls beat the Atlanta Hawks 111-100. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Thank you, Bulls. I needed that. I need to keep the Atlanta Hawks off the New York Knicks back as the New York Knicks are going through. I think like right now, what is it? A 4-5 game losing streak. I don't ever get to see my work up close. What's going on, nephew? Oh, I thought I heard Kyle. Oh, okay. Still got more tea, don't we? We was talking about Rat Beverly, right? And how he was disrespecting Dame Lillard. Now, mind you, the Lakers end up coming back from a ridiculous comeback. Hold on one second. Do I have that image? Let's see if I have that image on my phone. Nope, I do not. Nope, okay. Yeah, we don't have that image. But, yeah, they came back from like about a 17-point, let's just call it a 17-point deficit to keep things neutral. Okay, what games do we have left? We got some good games left. We got Charlotte versus Utah. As we talked about. It's okay, I'll take care of it when I lock up, when I'm done. Like I always do. This is normal. But people aren't used to it. Alright, so we got Charlotte versus Utah. Right, so we got a little mellow ball and Utah. Utah is the one with the Joker, right? I always get Utah. No, it has to be Denver. They're the Denver. No, yeah, they're the. Oh no. I don't know why I can't tell the difference between Utah and Denver. Then we got San Antonio and Portland. Since we just talking about Damian Lillard, I may take a peek into that. But what I'm really interested to see, since we was also talking about them as well, is Memphis Grizzlies and Sacramento Kings. I like to watch the Sacramento Kings as well, but let's take a peek into some Dame time, and we'll switch over to some Memphis Grizzlies in a little bit. Let's see where both of these games are at. I'll be interested to see. I'll be real interested to see. Actually, I don't mind seeing scores right now. So I think I generally don't have scores ever on my feed, for the NBA app. I always keep the scores off, so I think I may turn the scores off. I don't really care so much about these last 3 games. Let's see. Right now we have Portland down 38-37. I couldn't see how much time was left in the game. Well, as you can tell, that game is dumb early. And then let's do a little game switch for you guys. And let's take a peek now over to that Memphis game, because they went to a commercial, so they messed up. Oh, Memphis was on pregame. So we gotta stay right here. They're on this Portland and San Antonio game for a little while, and then we'll go ahead and catch that Memphis game in just a little bit, and take a peek into that, and then we'll probably end up finish watching that game throughout the rest of the podcast. All right, let's continue. Got a little bit more tea to go through. So this is just one of those times again where Patrick Beverley, like I said, even though he's just that guy, he's just one of those guys that you love him when he's on your team or you hate him when he's not on your team. I'm at the point now to hate Patrick Beverley. That's really what it is. There is no in between. There is no, if he's on my team, not on the team. After what I saw, what he did to Chris Paul, wasn't a big fan of how that went down. So yeah, I can't really fucks with him after that. Like it's really hard for me to ever get down with him again after that, because there were some things that were in the flow of the game, and they could be looked at or even justified as, you know what, okay, this has happened in the game. Like some things are just misconstrued. Like I don't care about the smack talking, I don't care about the chirping, but like I said, there was a couple of times that where he had the injury with Russell Westbrook stuff. Now that stuff started to look a little bit more shady, and then now the pushing of Chris Paul in the back. Like after a game, when the game was over and you lost, like that was the one that did it for me. That was the incident. I looked at him and I was like, yeah, there's something wrong in your head. I can't root for this. I can't root for what you stand for, B. Like you don't stand for anything pure. Like no. You can see like he is definitely wired differently. There's something actually wrong in his head. I'm telling you right now. There's something wrong in his head. Like I don't know if he was always like this. I don't know when he got that concussion, but there's something definitely wrong in this guy's head. Now, have you guys recently been seeing any of these images? Actually, you know what? We'll come back to a little bit more tea later on. All right, let's get back into the sports. We'll share a little bit more tea with you guys sometime later on in this podcast. Yeah. I don't want to spend this whole entire time just dropping all of this tea on you. Man, we can wait. We can definitely wait. All right. But what we can't wait is any more conversation about this giant letdown that just happened. If you guys don't know, the New York Giants lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 7-38. Now, mind you, I went Homer. You guys knew that was some home picks, and it just didn't pan out. Like my heart couldn't let me go against the New York teams. It really couldn't. Just think, there were 2 New York teams and 3 Florida teams, right? And all 3 of the Florida teams have made it to the playoffs. As it currently stands right now, all 5 of those teams have been eliminated. And 3 of them were in this round. Jacksonville ended up being the last Florida team standing over Tampa Bay and Miami. $38-7. 38-7. Like what is there to say about 38-7? Like you got mollywopped. You got bamboozled. Like you were hoodwinked. Like I don't know who was hoodwinked, but I feel like somebody was hoodwinked. I don't know how this game started showing me what we're like currently, and then it went back to the pre-show. Dude, this NBA app is so weird. Like, I'm telling you, if that price hadn't come down all the way that it did, I'll be so upset for something that would be $34 a month normally. I'd be writing nasty letters. But it's $14.99 now. I'm like, okay, it's like $20 less. And you are getting like half of the product that you used to. Well, half of the reliable service that you used to get. Like that's really where it boils down to. The curry goat is amazing. I may have me another small plate after I get off the show. Daniel Jones was 15 for 27 on 135 yards. Had an interception. Saquon Barkley only 9 touches, 61 yards. They struggled here. Philadelphia Eagles rocked them for the third straight time in a row in 1 year. And can I tell you, that is generally hard to do. You understand how many teams have been beaten twice in the regular season? And then when they play that team again in the playoffs, that team that won the first two ends up losing. Normally, when it's the second time they've played, that team that's playing the second time ends up losing. Right now, listen, it was a good run that it was a good run that the Giants had. The Cinderella story's over. It's, as I told you, when you hear the difference between there's a major difference in what you hear from Giants fans, Giants fans to what you hear from Cowboys fans. Same division, but Giants fans aren't right now currently. What the hell's going on here? Giants fans right now aren't currently breaking their televisions. Giants fans right now aren't currently throwing their TVs out the door and running over it with their car. Like, they're not going to those extremes. No, and most of them should. They're going through today, looking at it. You know what? We had a good run. It ended horribly, which it did. Horribly. Right? Because of just the way you got beat down more than anything else. Right? And you're now and now you're just trying to determine what your next step is. You're not really, most Giants fans aren't really disappointed by where their team was eliminated. They're a little more disappointed about how bad they performed in this last game. Nobody's really happy about their team's performance in these losses. Cowboys fans aren't happy with their team's performance in this loss. Giants fans aren't happy with their team's performance in this loss. Bills fans aren't happy with their team's performance in this loss. We're going to talk about them a little bit later. Yep, Bills lost. And actually, and Jacksonville's fans, right, aren't disappointed with. Well, maybe they are a little disappointed with their team. I think they may be the one that's not really that disappointed. But no. But there's still some room for disappointment with how their team performed in that loss. But as far as most of them where they got to, and I was like, no, most of them are pretty okay with where they have gotten to. Most of them, that is. There's a couple of teams that are a little bit more devastated and disappointed. Cowboys fans are devastated right now. We've already mentioned that time and time again. Time after time. Time after time. Jalen Hurts, 16 for 24. Only had to throw for 154 yards, and that was still more than Daniel Jones. In that time, he ended up throwing for 2 touchdowns. Had Gainwell have 12 carries for 112 yards. And Devontae Smith catch for 61, and also Dallas Goedert for another 58. And A.J. Brown only needed 22. Let's not forget Miles Sanders also rushed for another 90. That's 200 yards rushing. between those two players. That's 202 yards to be exact. That's 200 yards rushing between those two players. 32 carries. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Giants fans are a little perturbed because in a blowout, the Eagles are going for 2 just to show that they can and to rub it in their face. And you know what? Okay, Sarah. Better ride the wave, man. What's going to be is going to be. If you don't want them to do it, you stop them. If they put up 62 because you couldn't stop them, then that's, hey, they put up 62 points. Okay, gotta stop them. Let them stud. Now, while the Giants had well, the New York Football Giants gave you a giant letdown, right? You don't have to worry about giant letdowns in the bedroom ever again. Why, you may ask? Well, it's for a simple thing called Blue Chew. What's Blue Chew? Well, Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you have to do is open up a pack. Where did I put that last one? Oh, there it goes. Straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she's gonna love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. Yeah, you know it. You know it. And this week's promo code is GSSS. That's Golf Sierra Sierra Sierra. I got a question for you guys. I'm gonna have to present this one live at Sharky's on Wednesday when we do the podcast on Wednesdays. But don't forget, ladies drink free every Wednesday, 9 to 10. We also will be doing a raffle for a $20 gift card to Sharky's as well. So don't you guys forget that you have to be there to take part in the gift in the gift cards. And we're gonna be doing that. I think we may start doing this every week. You understand, peoples? We're talking about every week. $2 per ticket. You would have for a possibility to win a $10 gift card. $20 gift card. Maybe $1 per ticket. We'll see how that goes. Let me go ahead. I gotta text a couple of people, right, and let them know that. Or I gotta create a post that we're gonna be doing a raffle. Right, that we're gonna be start doing a raffle coming up. Yeah. Get the raffles going again. I gotta get another bit. Raffles going again. What? MyT's raffles going again. Raffles going again. MyT's raffles going again. Win the prize, open your eyes. Win the prize, open your eyes. Look at the thighs, open your eyes. Oh, whoa, hey, yo. See what's inside. All these sexual innuendos that keep pumping through my head. But yeah, when I talked to the chick, I like I was stiffer than fucking. Man, I wish you could have. You would have been there. You would have absolutely loved it, especially the sunflower display. Like, holy crap! I need to hurry up and do something else because I think you're overdue for a new set of sunflowers. Listen, I'm gonna get you a set of sunflowers every single time now. You can, like, even when you don't have something going on, like, listen, every 2-3 months, you just expect some sunflowers. Like, fuck it. That's what happens. Until, you start deserving them more frequently. Gotta pace myself. Oh, shit. I almost said that we was doing a Blue Chew commercial. I told you the promo code was GSSS, Golf Sierra Sierra Sierra. There's only 2 things you need to do is chew it and then do it, regardless of how you do it. Whether you want to do it like Lionel Richie or you want to do it like LL Cool J. You have to go hear that song. There's really only two instructions when it comes to Blue Chew. You either chew it or you do it. That's really it. Listen, it's not what you need, it's what you want. You want to make sure you don't have whiskey dick ever again? Get yourself some Blue Chew. You want to make sure you do all that shit they said you're gonna do in the DMs? You get yourself some Blue Chew. You want to extend yourself from 6 rounds to 12 rounds? You get yourself some Blue Chew. You just want to know what the fuck it feels like? Get yourself some Blue Chew. Your first order is free. Promo code GSSS. Listen, there's only 2 things you gotta worry about, right? As long as you chew it, and you find somebody and you do it. Listen, and think of sex like kung fu. There's many styles, right? There's a doggy style, there's missionary style, there's jackhammer style, right? There's Amazon style, whatever styles out there. We gotta come up. You know what? We gotta come back with a list of sex styles. Oh, there's gonna be some very specific names we're gonna look for. All right, folks. Blue Chew, get yourself a pack today. And then blow her back out tomorrow. Or in about 7 to 10 business days. You know? But still, only thing that you're doing is paying for shipping and handling. Okay, so let's talk about something else, right? Let's bring back a little bit of tea the weekend, just for a moment, right? Only because I think it's the perfect time to bring in this topic. Like we're gonna bring this in here really quick and hop right back out. Have you guys saw the recent images of the Golden State Warriors and videos from the Golden State Warriors checking out the White House or visiting the White House? My bad. Slip of the tongue. You know what they call it? What they call it? Harmonica slip. No, I'm joking. Accordion slip. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I really can't help myself. So they had this visit to the White House, and for the most part, it was atrocious. Right? It was really atrocious. And the part that was horrible to me is he and Joe Biden goes, "Hey, what does he words? Hey, players, hey, look at this, and then he tries to take a knee to show his solidarity with the players. None of them kneeled with him. They just looked at him weird. And what made it even more weird is that not only did he require help kneeling and getting back up, but the vice president also, she needed help. Kamala, I'm sorry. Say her name right. All right. But she needed help kneeling and getting back. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst display ever. And at this point, it looks so phony, fake, and forced. WTF, like seriously. Like you were better off like wearing a black afro and having a pick in your hair. Like Jesus. Oh man. Oh man. It was so horrible. It was so bad. But then we had a little glimmer of light. We had a little glimmer of hope. And that was for some reason, and makes me wonder now if she has a dunk on her or not. All of the players, and I shouldn't say all of the players, right? A good handful of the players is checking out the vice president's ass. Yes. couple of the players checking out the vice president's ass. And I'm like, hey, yo. If I remember the two culprits, it's Andrew Wiggins at first, right? Andrew Wiggins trying to do some weird shit. He's like, man, like just it's like you can see him fighting the demons in his head, right? you can see Wiggins completely fighting all the demons in his like, man, just keep your eyes forward, like she's right here by your junk, like just keep your eyes forward. Don't look down. Whatever you do, like cameras are here. There's cameras everywhere. They're taking pictures. Don't look down. Just keep your head straight and your eyes forward. And then you can see the devil pop up on his shoulder like, hey, but a little peek ain't gonna hurt, man. Just a little peek. Like, listen, I got you. Listen. Let me take over. Let me show what you do. Like, just do the old, I'm scratching my head, look down technique. Man, that ain't gonna work. Man, listen, just do this scratching your head. Wait, that actually might work. Yeah, see, and you just scratch your head real quick, and then you look down. You use your hand to block the camera, and then you're able to check out her ass as much as you want without anybody seeing. You know what? I think he's onto something. Man, I know I'm onto something. I think you should do it. I know you should do it. I think I'm going to do it. Oh, she got a dunk. He looked up like, she got a dunk. God damn it. She got a dunk. And she's like, she's less than a foot away from my junk. Like she was damn near twerking on him. She was so damn close. And then you saw Poole, right? Jordan Poole? But you saw Poole also go ahead and also take himself a peek too. That's when I was like, yo, she must have a dunk. Like, I'm gonna have to start looking up pictures of Vice President Harris's ass. Like, seriously. Currently, this game right now in Portland, now as where I'm at, is tied 60-60, and San Antonio just made a shot. Looks like Greg Popovich is also doing. No, that's not Greg Popovich. Just throwing it down with Bill Walton. Never mind. I was like, Greg Popovich is doing a sideshow with Greg Popovich and some young kid. But I realized it's not Greg Popovich, and some young kid. It's Bill Walton, Phil Knight, and Jason Benetti. Understand when you grow up. But yeah, listen, man, I don't understand that they were all really willing to risk it, but at least, Andrew Wiggins with the like, this is what it looks like this way. Oh shit, she got a dunk. Like it's like a hella ass. Like, I didn't even know like she had all that ass on her. I think she may have had ass shots. She got so much ass. Like, what the fuck? All right, let's move back into it, man. I'm sorry, I had nowhere else to go like other than that. Like once you leave Blue Chew, like what else can I talk about but ass.
Come on, camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
Speaking of teams that are ass, I'm joking. Like, listen, the Jacksonville Jaguars may have played the most respectful game out of all of them. To be honest with you, But they may have played the most respectful game out of all of them. You know, this is a 17-10 game at the half. It was always basically for Jacksonville. Felt like it was always a one-score game. It felt like, right? That's what it always felt like. But it was there. Like they had the odds. They had opportunity. Blame a little bit on it on Trevor Lawrence and his youth. Blame part of it on Patrick Mahomes getting an early injury to his ankle, sitting out a bit, which is crazy, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, he went out most of the second quarter. That's the quarter that they scored their most points. But just consistent scoring. And all Jacksonville really needed to do was make sure to get a touchdown in the third quarter. And we're talking about a different game. Consistent scoring and understanding what playoff football is. All right, and I don't think that they understand that yet. But they're gonna get there. They're gonna get there fast. And we mentioned this earlier. This is the future. We've not just these two. This playoffs period. These playoffs this year. You saw a big portion of the future of the NFL, right? Whether they're going to be starting quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks, bouncing quarterbacks, coach-killing quarterbacks, underachieving quarterbacks, overachieving quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins quarterbacks. Like whichever one that they turn into, you saw the future of the NFL right here, these playoffs. Right? You saw Baltimore, even though you didn't get a chance to see Lamar Jackson. You saw Miami, even though you didn't get a chance to see Tua got a tongue twister. You see Jacksonville, you see Buffalo, you see Cincinnati. Obviously not Tampa Bay. Dallas, kind of, sort of, but still part of the future of the next 5 years in the NFL of quarterbacks. You see Jalen Hurts. And there's still quarterbacks that haven't even quite made it yet, but they're probably right there about to come up next. Chicago's quarterback. Don't forget that there's Cleveland's quarterback still lingering out there. Yeah, he's still a real thing. Pittsburgh's quarterback. So, but this right here, you see the future. You see it right here. Kansas City, all of them. You see the future of the NFL this playoff. These are the guys we are going to be talking about for the next 5 years. And whosoever makes it out these next 5 years still playing football with the most rings, that's probably your next GOAT. Look at these next 5 years from now to 2028. Pay attention to who wins the next 5 Super Bowls. You understand how high the odds were that your Super Bowl winner could be a team and a young quarterback that is their first Super Bowl. It's their first chip. This is the kickstart to their legacy. We're in the hell of a quarterback era right now. We're talking about 12 good, dynamic quarterbacks that you can look at. It's not even like, and then this is even talking about Kyler Murray having a drop off and not even having him in here. Because he's still one that you have to determine. Like I said, Geno Smith was old-ish, right? 10 years in the league already. Dak Prescott is old-ish, about to be 30. We all know Tom Brady was older. Those are the 3 oldest quarterbacks in this playoffs. Let's go back. I forgot this music is reminding me that we're talking about our Florida man over here. And this Florida man, he ended up going against this generation's GOAT right now. And that's Patrick Mahomes, who's now making it to his 5th straight Yes, folks, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th straight conference appearance, championship, right? It really is incredible of what they have going on right now. It really, really is. Mate, we are down to our final four, and here is Kansas City Chiefs here again. In another championship divisional round, or the championship round. It's crazy. It really is. It's special. It's special. But listen, Trevor Lawrence probably put up the biggest fight out of all of them. He probably did. And even he didn't look great. They had a chance to put in Chad Henne. You understand? I didn't even know Chad Henne was still in the league. Like, that's how crazy things were looking for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, they had to put in Chad Henne. And I didn't even know Chad Henne was still in the league. Yeah, former Dolphins horrible quarterback. But like I said, Andy Reid is one of those guys who can make anybody look right, especially if you only need him for 7 plays. He took him into the half. After the half, Patrick Mahomes came back and finished out the game. You can see, this is crazy, you can see the learning happening with Trevor Lawrence. A lot like how it happened fast for Joe Burrow. I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. As each team gets eliminated, and we set ourselves up for the Super Bowl, I'm already getting anxious to see the next season already. I'm already anxious to see who comes out as the winner next year. Who's gonna be in the hunt next year? What do these teams do in the draft? I'm already ready for the next. I'm ready for the draft. Right, because it's so crazy at the top, right? It's so crazy, the teams that are in the playoffs. Like I said, you see the change. And granted, there aren't a lot of veteran players left in the league, right? It really is. And I hate to, and I don't, he's still in here somehow. But Dak Prescott, Geno Smith, right? Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson. Derek Carr, maybe? Those are your veteran quarterbacks in the league right now. So and most of those guys, their best days are behind them. It sounds like the Denver Broncos may get Sean Payton as their head coach. So we'll see what happens there for Russell Wilson, because if this doesn't work out well, right? And what also works out too for Russ is that he doesn't have to worry about being a leader now, or he gets the coaching leader to help. You get the coaching leader to help support him there, because people respect and they'll follow behind Sean Payton. But who would have thought that Trevor Lawrence is the last Florida man left? I think he'll be back next year. Not only will he be back next year, he's gonna be back ready to make a Joe Burrow-ish kind of run. So I wonder now if he's gonna, because the curiosity, right, to me is we have this 3-headed monster in the AFC, right? Who's gonna be the fourth guy to come in there? Fourth guy solidifies himself. Who's that fifth guy? Because it can really be solidified that, okay, these are going to be we pointed this out. These are going to be the 7 guys, right? Or 5 out of the 9 guys that we're probably always going to see in the playoffs? Or these are going to be the 4 out of the 9 guys that we're always going to see in the playoffs? And the other 5, they always rotate in and out. Like, who's going to solidify themselves as that 4th team? And as much as I hate to dismiss Trevor Lawrence, right? The guy in Cleveland, it's too early. I still have no clue what's going on in Pittsburgh. But as much as I hate, as much as it comes up, like, I mentioned Baltimore, right? It's I want to see him. Sorry. And that's what I want to see. I'm curious to see who's gonna fill that spot. And like I said, I don't want to put him above Lamar and all these other guys yet, but he does have the more stable play style. And so going to be curious because of Lamar Jackson's possible health concerns. He could be part of that in and out rotation. Well, listen, we'll still make him more in than out normally. It's just that things are going to start getting tough. He may go 10-7 one year and not make it in, or whatever it is now that you can go. Can you go 10-7? Yeah, 10-7. So Trevor Lawrence now went 9-8 this year. Let's expect a possible 2-game increase. Unless you look at their division and just realize who they're going to play next year, right? Have an idea of who they're going to play and be like, oh, yeah, that's not going to be beneficial for you right now, dog. But if he comes through it, you have to nothing but put some respect on his young name, on that number 1 pick's name. I forgot what year it was. It was a couple years ago. I think that was a couple years ago when I saw him and Joe Burrow play, all right? And I think it may have been Trevor Lawrence's rookie year, which was kind of like Joe Burrow's rookie year because Joe Burrow, I think if I remember correctly, missed a lot of his rookie season. Right? But I remember watching an early game from them. And then when I watched that game, I was like, oh, yeah, these two are it. Like, these two have it. And they're going to be all right. They're going to be more than all right. So you can see the professionalism. You can see the competitiveness. You can see the motivation of their team. You can feel it. Like, oh yeah, these guys are gonna be okay. Where other guys just watching, like, yeah, I still don't know. Like, you're like, yeah, you know what? I think you guys can do it. It's just, Trevor Lawrence has had a rocky start because of Urban Meyer or whatever. I can't remember what that guy was. I think it was Urban Meyer. Because of Urban Meyer or whomsoever. But other than that, kind of almost battled through that. Joe Burrow got his favorite weapon and just kept on doing what he did in college. He must have said to the guy, like, yo, you get me that guy, and I guarantee you we don't lose. You get me that guy, and I guarantee you I'm telling you, he had to walk in there some cocky shit. Oh, I wouldn't blame him. Like, stick up for your guy. Jacksonville lost that game 20-27. He put up 10 points in that 4th quarter to even close that gap. Kansas City also had to score a touchdown as well. I look forward to seeing Jacksonville back. I look forward to seeing all of these guys back in the playoffs, to be honest with you. All of them. Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, the big 3 in the AFC, right? Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Well, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, and sometimes you can just catch people at a perfect storm time, right? With Patrick, your end zone is Mahomes getting that ankle injury. Is that Joe Burrow can beat him for a second year going into the Super Bowl, but at this time you don't have an excuse. But I'm telling you right now, I know it's too early to say, but let Joe Burrow get a championship ring this year. As much as I want Philly to get one, let him get one this year. Or let him get one before Patrick Mahomes gets his next one. And yeah, especially if it plays out the way I want it to play out, where Joe Burrow loses to Philly this year, right? Or whoever loses to Philly this year. Philly beats San Fran. Whoever goes, from AFC goes to AFC. I talked about it on Friday, right? But let's say that I want Joe Burrow to go more than anything else, and to continue with my scenario more than anything else. Joe Burrow goes, he loses to Jalen Hurts. Joe Burrow goes back again for a third year straight, wins that one. That becomes his first one. I'm calling him better than Patrick Mahomes. Because now you would have went to 3 back-to-back Super Bowls, pulled off your one. Now, granted, that's what I said, like, even if he goes there this year and he wins one, like I'm telling you right now, in this pecking order, we're gonna be saying, oh, Joe Burrow, because he went through because he had to go through Patrick Mahomes twice, then Patrick Mahomes, and then Josh Allen. That's how we're gonna start looking at this. And I'm telling you, there's room for a fourth. There's a room for a fourth team at this table. There's room for a fifth team at this table. But there's definitely room for a fourth regular team at this table. And I think that other regular guy could possibly be Trevor Lawrence. Now let's continue. Let's continue to roll up and roll out. Like I said, because before we fully roll out, there is going to be some concern about Patrick Mahomes' ankle. There really is. There's going to be some major concern about Patrick Mahomes' ankle, and we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and see how bad that ankle injury is, because depending on how bad it is, it's going to determine how effective it's halftime. Let's switch over to this Memphis game. May determine on what they're able to do, because if Philly's defense could start getting to Patrick Mahomes, forcing him to come off that block, especially early, it's going to be a problem. So this whole next week, man, so much therapy. You talk about so much therapy, so much icing, like strengthening, oh my God, you're talking about a lot of ice and probably like a lot of cryotherapy, electric therapy, stuff like that, right? Light therapy. And then that's for a couple of days without having to strain it. And then after that, you're talking about, okay, now let's start stretching it, keeping it loose. Let's see what we can do here, get here. It hurts. Okay, how much we can take? Okay. Right, rest a couple of days, or rest for one day, come back another day. So now we're talking about day 5. Come back again. How does that feel? Okay, not so bad. All right. We're gonna come back a little bit later. Okay. Probably did that multiple times a day anyway. When you wake up, when you go to sleep, get a good stretch, make sure everything is loose. That reminds me, I gotta get the shoulders working again. So Patrick Mahomes may be vulnerable, very vulnerable next week when they take on the Cincinnati Bengals, which for the Bills, Bills are past due, right? The Bills are officially past due, right? And yeah, exactly how it sounds like, because this is we were getting close to, okay, you know what, Bills, this is possibly your time now, right? Let's see if you can now be put yourself in spawn position with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Can you guys go out there, you know, and go ahead and get the ring? You know, you have the team, you have this, you have that, but they have holes. That's what they have. They have holes, and their biggest hole is probably going to be in that run game. They got to find themselves a runner. They got to find themselves a runner. They got to find themselves that they got to find them somebody that can give them 60 yards. That isn't Josh Allen. Ooh, getting sleepy. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to really search for just a few other pieces. Nothing heavy. Like the Vaughn Miller injury, obviously, like that hurt, right? So they're gonna have to get. They're gonna have to work on that pass rush, obviously, all right? Because if what if what was lacking was part Vaughn Miller, then you're gonna have to address him in a younger position or through free agency or something. But you can't let him have been that crippling to what was for your playoff run. But also, Joe Burrow and the boys ain't scared of you. And they said that they've been going through you guys for a while now. You know what I mean? Beat you this time, beat you this time, beat you this time. They've been waxing the floor with you on a regular basis. They've been waxing the floor with all of these guys on a regular basis. And they're not scared of these guys. That's why the big three has opened up now to Cincy, Buffalo, and Kansas City. Like for a few years, we knew that once Tom Brady left, it was going to be Buffalo and Kansas City. You knew somebody was going to have to arise, but who knew that you didn't really think it was going to be a bona fide, like nobody really had to as the third guy, but somebody came as a third dance partner. That's why I'm so even not like, you know what? There's so much young talent who could come in here as the fifth dance, as the fourth dance partner. And I even forgot about Justin Herbert and all those times I was talking. Like, holy crap! And I forgot about Justin Herbert and all those instances I was talking. So there's so much room for there to be a bona fide, but it has to be bona fide, right? A guy that can honestly make it to the Super Bowl next. One of these teams that can really do it. Right now, it's Kansas City and Cincy. Buffalo is the third person because if you can't beat Buffalo, then you're not beating Cincinnati or Kansas City. So right now, as Buffalo is kind of falling to third, they're the gatekeeper to the other two right now. They're the gatekeeper to Kansas City and Cincy, because generally, whoever wins out of those two are generally the team that's going to go to the Super Bowl. That's what we're kind of seeing now. AFC is shaping up lovely. And for you bottom teams, like the Jets, that may have good defenses, but still in the quarterback search, you better find one pretty damn fast. Because as I just did, I think I just mentioned 9 teams that could be better, or possibly in this whole entire hunt. All right, I'm gonna try to write these down again. All right, let's see if I can remember. I'm gonna try to write these down so I can see if I can try to remember. But like I said, at the top we have Kansas City, then we have Cincy, and then we have the gatekeeper to go those to the Buffalo Soldier. Then got Jacksonville, and I'm gonna call Baltimore after that, right? That's what I think those five are, and not in any particular order. I don't want to give Derek Carr credit like that, but you got Miami. Let's give them some credit, right? We just talked about them. Herbert, who I think is above Tua. Like I said, don't put this in any particular order for the back end. Let's see. That's Tua again. Who am I missing? I don't want to include. There's the guy in Cleveland. Okay, I don't want to include Las Vegas, but they're sorta. We'll see. Not quite sure. I don't think they're a true contender, but they're a true playoff contender, and that's what one of the things is going to make them dangerous. Who else are we missing? I know we're missing a couple of teams. Like, I'm not putting the Jets in there until they figure their shit out. Like, so don't get it twisted. Like, I would love to, but I'm not putting the Jets in there at all. I'm not even going to disrespect what I'm doing here. That's still 8 teams though, possibly 9, and I still feel like I'm short. Oh. I know he's kind of falling off a little bit, but if he gets back to playing how he was playing the last couple of seasons, like, he was almost guaranteeing himself playoff runs, at least making it into the playoffs, right at the edge. Arizona and Kyler Murray, like, that's still out there. We're at 10. Jesus. This doesn't get any easier. It really doesn't. And I'm going down the list to see if there's anybody else I may have forgotten. I know there's nobody in Carolina, because right now we're at about 10, right? That I have written down, which means that I'm leaving out, obviously, not Carolina, but there's the Jets I'm leaving out. Let's see. I put in Cleveland already, so we got them in there. Obviously, we have Cincy in there. Pittsburgh. I'll put them in that Arizona category when I'm putting Las Vegas at. Excuse me. Man, I'm trying to think. Who else is out there? Who else is out there in the AFC that I'm forgetting about? New England. Yeah, put them right there in that Pittsburgh, Las Vegas area. Houston is over here with the Jets. But that only leaves us as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I'm missing one team. Wait, 4, 16? I think I'm missing 2 teams then, possibly. I can't think of who I am missing. But that's a pretty good count for right now. Like, I don't want to spend. No, not Denver. Denver? No, Denver's not. I'm trying to remember. Is Denver in the AFC? No. Who are we missing? It may be. No. Well, no, it is Denver. And Indy. I'm putting out here with the Jets in Houston. In Denver, he's going to have to earn his way back up there. But Denver not being part of the future, but kind of part of the future. But this is what you have to worry about. Kansas City, Cincy, Buffalo, right? The three teams up top, Buffalo being the gatekeeper to Kansas City and Cincy. There possibly could be a fourth and fifth team added to this table of just rotational players that are always in the playoffs in the AFC. And the thing about it, I don't just want them to just be players in the AFC either. At some point in time in the next 5 years, we're going to see which one of these teams make playoff runs. But it's going to really start with who can beat Buffalo. I think that's the starting point now. If you can beat Buffalo, then that allows you to start talking about, hey, and also have a good enough record, right? But if you could beat Buffalo and start beating Buffalo on a regular basis, then that allows you to start saying, okay, I belong in there with Kansas City and Cincinnati. But in the AFC, there goes your next Super Bowl champion right there. Somewhere between Kansas City, Cincy, I'm talking about not just next, consistently over the next 5 years. Between Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Jacksonville. If Baltimore gets their ish together, who knows what happens there? And then, see, that's why I think that Jacksonville's going to be that fourth team on that table. Who knows what happens in Baltimore? If Baltimore loses Lamar Jackson, wherever they lose him to, then they become, like, let's say they lose him to the Jets. And the Jets becomes that team, like we're talking about. If they lose him to Indy becomes that team that I'm wondering if they can become that, become the fifth team on that table. I'm really excited for next year already. Not just next year. I just kind of set myself up for a level for anticipation to be excited for the next 5 years of football, because the AFC is just really that stacked and that loaded. Where I'm just like I already just want to go to Madden and hit simulate for the next 5 years and be like, okay, who was champion? Who was MVP? Which one of these guys survived? Who got traded? Who fizzled out? So if we're talking next 5 years, right? That means we're also talking about next 7 years aren't too off, which means that we may have a few of these guys that in 7 years from now, they are highly influential in the NFL. And I say that because that means in year 7, that's when the next collective bargaining agreement opens up. And it's going to be these guys, if they're still around the NFL, still putting up numbers and still able to have, productive, long careers, is Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. We're not gonna allow. We're not gonna allow Cleveland's quarterback to come sit at the table. But I don't know if Tua got a tongue twister. See, that's what makes him so hard to put Miami right there. Miami may have to fall to this bottom row. But you're talking about Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones. Like, in 7 years, listen, Russell Wilson isn't going to be here for that. Russell Wilson isn't going to be here for the next collective bargaining agreement. But these other names are. So look at this. So as I also mentioned, in the next 5 years, these are going to be the guys that are your most influential, right? And probably going to be your next. These are at least 3 of your next 5. Because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, NFC ain't going to win nothing. No, this is probably more than anything else. What I'm trying to tell you is that you're going to see these teams in the Super Bowl over the next 5 years. Probably 3 of them win. But in the end of 5 years, by which one of these guys has the most rings. Remember, Patrick only still has what? One, right? Two? One? Two? One? Excuse me. I think it's one still. Yeah. So they're not that far off to now, okay, a couple of them get a ring, right? Let's say this happens, right? Excuse me. Jalen Hurts gets a ring this year, represents the NFC. Next year, Joe Burrow gets a ring, right? He grabs one. Let's say finally Josh Allen breaks through, he gets his ring after that, right? Then let's just say the next two, whatever, goes to who I just did this year. I gave one. Let's send another one over to the NFC. I don't even know. Right? Let's send one over to the NFC. Not even sure who grabs one over there. And then let's say another one comes back over to the AFC, and now it's, let's say I gave Cincinnati one, I gave Buffalo one. Let's say now it's Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, right? Let's say that's what happens next. Now we're near 2028. Patrick Mahomes has one ring. Joe Burrow has one ring. Josh Allen has one ring. Jalen Hurts has one ring. Who did I give it to? Lamar Jackson has one ring. Right? They all have one ring. I don't even know who the other NFC person I gave a ring to yet. I can't even see who. Oh, okay. Jimmy G or Purdy has one ring. Right? They all have one ring. Who's the best quarterback? But not just only that. But who's the best quarterback? Those are your guys talking in your next collective bargaining agreement. All of these one-ring young players. Like, it's very possible everything gets spread out all over the place. Philly, San Fran, Baltimore, Buffalo, Cincy. Next 5 years are going to be crazy. Next 5 years are going to be completely crazy. So listen, the bills are past due. The bills are past due. Like they need to get one soon, and their window. I think where did I just put them at? I gave it to them after Jalen Hurts. After I put them in the third year. So now I definitely have them. Okay, by 2026. Which is the 2025-2026 season, right? When you get the Super Bowl in 26, that's when Josh Allen finally gets his ring. To me, only because, like I said, I want Jalen Hurts to get one this year, right now, and I want and then after that, I'm willing to have Joe Burrow go get one next round after that. Because I'm telling you, Joe Burrow goes to 3 straight Super Bowls. Right? Lose 2, win 1, finally. Those 2 losses in the Super Bowl is gonna hit them. It's gonna hit heavy. 2 years back to back. Oh no, they're coming for them in that third year. 5 years. We have a lot of things to talk about in the NFL. 5 years from now. New collective bargaining agreement. All of those guys that agreed to no streaming money, that streaming money is going to come back. And they're going to try to get 50% of that streaming money back. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens. Let's continue to roll up and roll out, right? Let's switch sports for a little while as we get to the top of the hour of the last when we get to this about the top of the hour of the last hour of the podcast, right? What we like to call the
MyT.
MyT hour. You know, the freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. What's going on here? Let me see if I got any messages. So let's switch over to the NBA, right? As you know, the NBA is still going on. NBA is going to take a big backseat. They just had their, obviously, they just had their Martin Luther King Day games, right? We saw that big turnout. It's been about a week. That was last week already. So we've had a week now of basketball to get into to go over. We haven't opened up the club for anybody as of late. And we had somebody banging on the door to try to get into the club the other night. We just wasn't open that weekend. It kind of sucks, right? But if you've been paying attention to the NBA, right, we got hit with a Woj bomb earlier today that said that Rua Hachimura was traded to the LA Lakers for Kendrick Nunn and 2 second-round picks. Yeah. Which automatically threw Knicks fans into a frenzy, obviously. Because they're looking at it like, hey, if you can get 2 second-round picks for Rua Hachimura, then you're depreciating the value of Cam Reddish. Because I think the New York Knicks are trying to get so far their best has been to get 1 second-round pick for him. And I'm like, yo, they're getting out here. They're getting 3 picks for Hoocha from Rua Hachimura. Rua Hachimura, right? They're out here getting 3 second rounds for him, and you out here struggling to get 1 for Cam. And oh no, you bugging. But also, the other portion of it, right? So, and I'm telling you right now, is that the GM office isn't doing a horrible job. They're just not being super aggressive. And Knicks fans want them to be aggressive all over the place. Right? They think that teams, that as long as they pick up the phone, that teams are just willing to do business with them. Right? They really do. They really do at times mistake themselves for a franchise like the Lakers that can pick up and call almost a lot of teams and work something out. I feel like James Dolan has burned a lot of bridges in the NFL, NBA, and that may be why. Which may go to part of the reason why everybody just wants him fired. Period. So it sends Knicks fans obviously into a frenzy because they're out here saying like, you know what? Here goes Cam Reddish. You're undervaluing Cam Reddish. If they can get 3 for Rua, then you should be at, and they're not wrong with this. At least be able to get 2 for Cam Reddish. I don't see the lie there. To be honest with you, I really don't see the lie there. If Rua is getting 3, you should be able to get me 2 for Cam Reddish. The other side, the other people that aren't complaining about Cam Reddish and telling like, hey, you can get yourself at least 2 for Cam Reddish. Those guys are telling him like, you know what? If they're handing out 3 second-round picks for Rua, you're probably never gonna get more back for Julius Randle than you're ever going to get. His stock is probably as high as it's going to be. Go ahead and see if you can trade him now. And their lack to possibly do so, because they still have time, and their lack to do so still falls back to like, you know what? Hey, what is this front office doing? Because honestly, since Rua Hachimura got traded, Leon Rose has been trending. Cam Reddish has been trending. And Jalen and JR, not JR, Julius Randle, yes, JR. And Julius Randle has been trending. And those three people aren't tied to this at all. And the only reason they are trending is because New York Knicks fans are fed up and they're holding them to the carpet and they're either out here defending them or trying to point out like, hey, here goes some moves that you can possibly make with these guys. I gotta wonder if you could get Trey Murphy. He's somebody I kind of have an eye on. We'll see, man. It's hard out here. It's hard out here. Now, since we're going around the league a little bit, Kyrie Irving recently has put up 118 points in like the last 3 games. You understand? That's just about 39 points per game. It's like 38 points, something else, but who cares? All right, that's about 39 points per game he's putting up. We're talking about over there. And you know us. You know how we feel about this. It really don't matter unless you're winning. And he's won 2 of those last 3 games. He's managed to do that. And it's so weird because it's almost like you can see when the games that he gets up for, right? Because they played in this run that they had, right? Right, Kyrie Irving scored 38 against Golden State Warriors to win 121-16, and another 48 against Utah, right, to win 117-106. But in that 5-game run, right, I'm trying to see if I still have it up. Right, there was a 5 in their last 5 games. They've lost 3 out of 5 games. They played Boston, right? That's when he dropped 24 points, but they still lost 109-98. Then they played Oklahoma City, and he only had 15 points. When you turn around, they played Phoenix. He has 30 in a loss. And then you see him play Utah, 48 in a dub, and then Golden State, 38 in a dub. Also, you can see those last 2 games too. His 3-point shot was just hitting. In the game against Utah, he shot over 53% from 3-point range. In the game against Golden State, over 70%. In the other games, he struggled to shoot anything over 27. So I don't know if you guys have heard, right, that this week in the NBA is rivalry week. Yes, rivalry week. So I wish I had one of my co-hosts here just to make this a little bit. What's my doodle? Crap. Why didn't he close that shit back? So if you guys don't know, it's exactly how it sounds. If you're college fans, then you're used to this in college and other platforms. But rivalry week is exactly what it sounds. It's rivalry. NBA have all these different rivals, and I may talk about this again on Wednesday, only because I want to see if anybody can get right who's the rival team that they're playing. And you know what? I'm gonna see if I can remember, because I'm covering up, and I'm gonna see if I can remember. Right? So, can I get a little to chill with? I'm not really gonna be making any picks, but you know, can I get something? Can I get a sight? Nah, we can't get him to go hard or go home. I didn't change this up. So I'm gonna bring that down 2 notches. So rivalry week is just, you know, you and your biggest rival, or who the NBA considers your rival. And I'm really curious of who some of these rivals are this time, right? Because there's a few of them where I'm looking at them like, I didn't know you guys were rivals. Like, honestly, seriously, I didn't know you guys were rivals. Now, you know what? Maybe this makes sense here. As I'm trying to think through some of these, we have. Cut that. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. Let's before we switch over to these to rival, you know what? We'll do it at the end of the show. How much time we have? We'll do it at the end of the show regardless, right? Make sure I leave myself a message. So for the first game of rivalry week, right? It's gonna start taking off tomorrow. TNT on Tuesday. You have the Boston Celtics taking on their rival, I think if I'm not mistaken, I kind of saw this one already. So this one is the Miami Heat. All right. You know what? I'm being retorted with how I'm covering this up. All right, there we go. Let's do it this way. Bam. Okay. Then next up you have. All right. Then next up you have the LA Clippers. And I'm gonna assume that they're gonna be Boston, Miami. I'm assuming that rivalry stems from the LeBron James and Paul Pierce era, right? The Heatles versus the Big Three. So that's probably where that rivalry starts from. Next up, you have the Clippers. I'm assuming they're gonna be paired up against the Lakers. Yep. Okay, so we have the Clippers versus the Lakers. They won't be traveling anywhere. You have the Clippers and Lakers playing tomorrow for rivalry week. Now, next up, you have the Brooklyn Nets playing on Wednesday on ESPN. Now, all of these games, right? The first game start at 7:30, and the second games start at 10 p.m. Now, Brooklyn is going to take on who's Brooklyn's rival? Boston? New York? The Knicks? The Knicks. Gotta be the Knicks. Wait, when did the Knicks play last? Yeah, because the Knicks haven't played in a while. Knicks. No, not the Knicks. Philly. Okay, division rival. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, division rival, both of them at the top. I don't know about the Joel Embiid and ESPN, you slide. I mean, NBA, you slide dog, you. Ooh, baby, ooh. I just realized what they did there. Pardon me. This is the whole Ben Simmons back to Philly thing, right? And James Harden, playing his former team. And okay. I see you. Brooklyn, Philly, Wednesday, 7:30. We'll be at Sharky's live doing trivia, raffling away a $20 gift card. Oh yeah, you guys remember if you're there. We'll be raffling away a $20 gift card at Sharky's on Wednesday, but you have to be there to play and to win. We will be announcing the winner right after. Or I should say right after. We'll be announcing the winner after MyT trivia. Now, okay, so let's continue. We have rivalry week. We have the Memphis Grizzlies. Gotta be Golden State, right? Gotta be Golden State. What do you guys think? Golden State? For rivalry week? Rivalry week? Let me continue sipping on my sip so I can continue to not be able to say this properly. And that way I can blame it on my sippy sip. Right? But yeah, I'm going to go with Golden State. Golden State? It's definitely Golden State. I know you say like, yo, you wrote this down earlier. It doesn't mean I remember all this. Trust me, I really don't. And honestly, something I also, you know what? Never mind. Okay. Then on Thursday we have the New York Knicks. Ooh, got the Knicks playing Thursday night. Thursday night on the MSG, just to get there. It's a Knick pick. I swear, every Friday night that song pops in my head. Like, it starts out through the day. It starts to trickle in, right? And by Friday evening, like in my head, it's full blown. Oh man, it don't get no better. It really don't, man. All right, let's continue. New York Knicks. Who they gonna have for the Knicks rival? Miami just played. They would have played Boston on Tuesday. Indiana, maybe? They still giving us Indiana as a rival? Brooklyn just played, so I'm not assuming they're going to be putting Brooklyn on a back-to-back on rivalry week. Would they allow Boston to play, or Miami to play 2 games back-to-back? I'm assuming this has to be Boston or Miami for the New York Knicks. Boston, Miami, or Brooklyn. Brooklyn isn't going to get it back-to-back. I don't remember seeing anybody with a back-to-back. So Boston. Has to be Boston. New York Knicks are playing Boston. Okay. And then we have Dallas. Okay, I think I just remember who they're playing. They're playing Miami as a rival. No. Shit. They're playing Phoenix. Okay. Goddamn. I'm wrong. Here I am thinking I'm confident in my memory. I don't remember shit. All right. So Thursday night on TNT, we have the New York Knicks taking on the Boston Celtics. Obviously, we know about that long rival. Now in the division rival, that's also a real proximity rival. like that's a real thing. And then New York and Boston just beefing on every single sports level. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that one. Dallas and Phoenix, I didn't even know that was a thing. Is that what's been happening? I think that's because of the playoffs the last couple of years and what's been developing between Luka and what's his name? The light skinned one. Devin Booker. There we go. I knew it was gonna come to me eventually. Alrighty, okay. Who's next? Next up we got Memphis. Did we do Memphis and Golden State already? Yeah, we did Memphis and Golden State already. So who the hell is Memphis beefing with now? LA? Nah, they just played LA. They wouldn't even have known to put LA here. That just happened. This is Dallas? No. Who the hell is Minnesota? This was supposed to see. I think this was more. I don't know. See, this one's gonna be interesting, right? And it's gonna be on NBA TV on Friday night. This is gonna be interesting to me because I don't know if they had a rivalry or if that was something that started because of the Patrick Beverley effect. That's gonna do. I didn't know Memphis and Minnesota was beefing, was a rival. But if Patrick Beverley was still on that team, then I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. I don't know without Patrick. I'm sorry, I'm saying his name wrong. I don't know without Rat Bev, right, or Rat Beverly, that it has that same venom in that game. So I'll just be interested to see what happens because without the BS, then maybe this becomes an Anthony Edwards and John Morant show. And if we get that, then that's a win-win. Like a win's a win, right? Win's a win. Win's a win. Win's a win. Oh man. Okay, who's next? We have Toronto. Okay, Knicks just played, so it's not the Knicks. Boston? Who's Toronto beefing with? Toronto. San Antonio? Philly. Philly. San Antonio hasn't been relevant enough to earn a spot here. Philly. Because also, it's not just because of the car, because it's going to be the. I was trying to think how they matched up recently. It's not going to be the. It's not going to be the Clippers. That's what they should do. They should have put the Clippers against Toronto, and have Kawhi Leonard come back in there. Come back into Toronto. They should have had that one in Toronto. But this is probably Philly. Not only do you get the division rival, this goes back to the Kawhi Leonard shot. Golden State. Oh, damn. Golden State? Toronto? Golden State? Okay, so that's from the. That still goes back to Kawhi to Kawhi Leonard, but it goes to the Golden. It goes to the last champion. It goes to that championship. That's man. That's not even a rivalry though. You had a better chance selling me. Yeah, you had a better chance selling me Toronto and Philly, maybe, right? The shot from Kawhi Leonard, they're in the same division, still like, but Toronto and Golden State, I don't know. No wonder that's on. No wonder these two games are on NBA TV. This is the second one where I'm like, hey, yo, I think you may be stretching here, B. Like, I don't know that, Adrian. All right, so let's go. Now we got Saturday. Saturday had 3 games. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get most of these right because I already know what's gonna happen with the first one. I mistake a couple of these games. I know I have it right with the next one. Now it's Denver. Damn it, Denver. Who's beefing with Denver? Denver's rival. Denver. Philly. MVP people. Philly. Big man alert. Told you I'm gonna know this one. New York. This is gonna have to be. Let me see. We played Boston the last time. Is this Miami or is this Brooklyn? This is Brooklyn. Okay. And then we have the Lakers. And they're Boston. Damn, Boston gonna get 3 highlights during this rivalry week. Tuesday against Miami. Thursday against the Knicks. And, yep, Sunday against the Lakers. Interesting. They are definitely wearing out and putting the Celtics through a crucible. They really are. They definitely are. That may be it for us. Where we at? How much time we have left here on the show? We have plenty of time left on the show. You know what, though? I think that may be it for us. That's just about right. That feels good. That's a good stopping point. Well, okay. I can do some picks. You know what? I can definitely do some picks. I can do some predictions for these games. What do we have here? I just want to make sure I covered everything I wanted to get into first. I definitely did. Don't forget it's tax season, right? And you guys, if you're looking to get your taxes done this year, if you're in the local area, you head down to Freedom Tax, located at 4397 North State Road 7 in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida 33319. It's right across the street from the McDonald's. Ask for Al Torres. Tell him MyT Sports send you, and you will get $50 cash on the spot. Yep. Tell them MyT Sports send you, and you get $50 cash on the spot. Now, listen, this is when you walk in for your appointment, okay? So call them and schedule yourself an appointment. You can call the office line at 954-484-7700 or his cell phone directly at 954-727-6218. Again, that is Freedom Tax. You can even email them at freedomtax with 2 X's at gmail.com. Again, tell them MyT Sports send you when you go there, and you get $50 cash on the spot. So we got a lot of big things coming up for you guys, right? We have We got the $20 gift cards that we're going to start giving away at Sharky's, right? Well, not giving away. We're going to be raffling away at Sharky's. We have freedom tax referrals, right? You go ahead and utilize one of you tell him that MyT Sports sends you, and he'll go ahead and drop you $50 real quick. That's love is love. Let's spread the love like that. You know what? Let's get back into a little bit of tea of the weekend. There's some stuff that we have, and we'll come back and we'll make a few picks. Have you guys heard about this? About Hawkeye? Yes, folks, Hawkeye. Hawkeye from the Avengers. I don't know what his real name is, obviously, right? But Hawkeye from the Avengers. He recently got into a snowplow accident. He recently got into a snowplow accident, and he broke 30 bones. Yes, folks. 30 bones in his body. I thought that was crazy too. I didn't expect or think I would hear that story today. Like, that's one of the ones that caught me. I was like, yo, tea of the weekend for real. Like that's some spill shit. Like who knew we could have broken out? Yeah, he had the best reflexes out of all of them. Like who would have thought? Like when he wasn't fighting crime, he's just over there chilling, trying to work the lawnmower. And January 31st, that's when that game is. Okay, I was looking up a couple of things, right? Like LeBron James' career points right now to see where he was at. He's at 38,164. And he needs 38, 7. Yeah. 38, 38, 7. 38, 7. 38, 7. 21, 3. So he needs 213 points. Right? LeBron James currently needs 213 points left. LeBron James has been averaging just about. It really is sickening what he's been doing lately. Well, he's been averaging just about 40 points per game. That leaves us in about 5 games, possibly. He's going to be breaking this record. So we're talking about 1 against LA, 2 San Antonio, 3 Boston, 4 Brooklyn, which is a possibility, and then 5 New York. And I don't remember. It's going to be on TNT. See, I don't remember if this game was originally picked up. I don't know if this game was originally on TNT, but I think it is now because it's that game. Now, you know what? Okay, I think something different. Let me see something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, that's how quickly he went. Okay, I'm not crazy, but I'm just right in a whole different way. LeBron James went on such a scoring right. Because remember, when I was calculating his numbers, I was calculating his numbers based off of like 25 points per game. All right, and that would have put him still right around the time he was going to play the Knicks, but that right around the 68th game of the season. LeBron James has been on such a major. See, I knew it. This game wasn't picked up when I first saw it. Let's see here. Let's scroll down again and take a look at it. Well, no, even that game's on ESPN, so I'm tripping. right? When I first saw it, right, I was thinking game 68 against the Knicks. He has gone on such a scoring rampage that he has upped his timeline from game 68 to like game 48. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. He shaved 16 games off of there. Off of a 25 point per game prediction. That's incredible. And still managed to have that game be done against the Knicks. He's trolling me. I'm telling you guys right now, you guys can't convince me that he's not trolling me. And I've been on halftime for a while. I didn't realize I had this game paused by accident. Why is halftime so damn long? There we go. Shit. Wherever I'm picking up from, it's 73-71. Nope, 83-82. Man, this game is staying close. But Darren Fox is a hooper, man. Like, they're not quite showing in the win column yet. Like, they're another one of those teams where about Sacramento, as I do Orlando, have one more bad season. If you can, have one more bad season. Get one more top 10 pick. Top 5 pick. And I guarantee you're taking your next step after that. You understand that the Sacramento Kings, this is probably the most motivated they have been this late into the season. Simply because they have a chance to win their division. I'm lying. They don't. They're Phoenix. There's no way they're ahead of Phoenix. Excuse me. Hold on, I just realized that was a lot. There's no way they're ahead of Phoenix. Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken, is like one of the best teams in the. The Sacramento Kings. See, I'm telling you what's been happening. I've been watching a lot of games, and I don't pay attention to the records. I'm not paying attention to the wins or losses. I'm just watching the gameplay. Sacramento Kings are the third best team in the West. They are 3 games ahead of the next team in their conference division. And that's the LA Clippers at 6. Hey, yo, what the hell happened here? This is a train wreck. Well, excuse the fuck out of me. Let me make sure Orlando isn't doing better than I anticipated. Okay, they're not. Yo, I thought I've been watching a decent amount of Sacramento Kings. Every time I say like, I need to watch more games, I don't watch enough games. I always manage watching one of their games. And this whole entire time, I'm never really paying attention to what their record is. I just knew they were the best. I just knew they were the best team in Cali. I thought that they were the best team in their division, but I was like, nah, they're not better than Phoenix. They are better than Phoenix. They are. Actually, let's tell you exactly how much better they are than Phoenix. I didn't give you that one. The Phoenix Suns right now are a 500 team with a record of 24-24. They are 3.5 games behind Sacramento. Oh, wide open 3, Sacramento. And it's even crazier to me then that De'Aaron Fox isn't being talked about more than. Because De'Aaron Fox has been putting up all-star like numbers all year. And you know me, I was like, okay, if their team not winning, I don't see why we're gonna talk about them. But if their team, if they're the third best team in the West, behind Denver and Memphis only, right? Then they deserve to be talked about. You keep Atlanta off my back. Especially since Darren, like I said, and I've been thinking about it too. I've been looking at Darren Fox and they're like, oh, you know, he's been piecing it together, but he's got to get those wins. That's just what I was about to say. That they need to lose one more. They need to have like one more bad season because they need to be one more piece away. Now they may have figured things out. They make it even more. They make it even better to want to watch them even more now. Did not know this is what their record was. I just know that it's like watching them for years now. But you guys know, you guys have been here with me for years. I just really enjoy watching the Sacramento. I've enjoyed watching the Sacramento Kings and watching this maturation process over the last couple of years. And who would have thought when they got rid of Tyler Hansborough, forget his name, that would have helped been the spark in the catalyst to get them better, because most people thought that made them worse. Now he's working out for Indiana. Right, I know he was injured for a little while, right? Had the high ankle sprain. At least have a while played the Knicks. Sorry, zoned out. Shit. I completely zoned out. I was in my head for like 5 seconds. Completely forgot what I even said. I was just watching the Sacramento and Memphis game because Sacramento's holding their own. So right now, without even realizing it, we're watching the second and third best teams in the West go at it. So if, let's say, Chalk wins out, you are watching a potential second round playoff matchup in the West. Who was that just took the Euro step? I know that face. Damn it! Why can't I remember your name though? Now you're not a former Laker, are you? Who is that? Damn it! I don't want to see your name before I can see. I could. Former Laker, former Clipper. Who is this? Oh, that's Monk. Is that Monk? It could be him. And then look at Holmes, one of Kenneth Farid's kids out here. All right, let's get back into it. Let's see what else. What other tea did we have for you guys? Oh, let me tell you about my trip. No, I'll tell you about my trip later. All right, now you know what? I'll tell you about my trip now. I'll tell you about my trip later. Right. I went to go visit. I went to go visit something over the weekend. We'll talk about that later. But let's get into the sports, right? Let's see if we can make a couple of predictions. See if I can earn you guys some money. See if I can earn myself some money, right? I don't ever really gamble, but let's see what happens here. Alrighty. So first up, we have Boston versus Miami. I am going with Boston. Sorry. All right. I am going with Boston to win this game. Let me see. What pen can I use? And you guys been like, yo, use any pen, B. It's not that simple. There we go. That works. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take Boston over Miami. Then we have the Clippers going into LA taking on the Lakers. I don't know. I really don't know what the Clippers injury and player situation is looking like right now. Let's say the Lakers actually. You know, let's go with King James. And let's go with King James to score a plus 40 in this game right here. So that's definitely a game I would bet for LeBron James to score over 40 points. Next up, we got Brooklyn taking on Philly. I'm going to take Philly on this one. Brooklyn may still be playing without Kevin Durant as he nurses an injury. Doesn't mean that Kyrie Irving may not go off. Just mean that Kyrie Irving may not be enough to lead them to a win. If Philly is looking full force, we're talking about Tyrese Maxey. We're talking about James Harden. We're talking about Tobias. We're talking about Joel Embiid. We're talking about the whole squad. Then nah, it's a wrap. They're not going anywhere. Memphis versus Golden State. I don't want to be disrespectful to Golden State. I really don't. I really, really don't. So I'm gonna give Golden State this dub here, which means I'm gonna take Memphis to go ahead and beat Minnesota. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna need a little Bob Marley in them so they can go ahead and sing their redemption song. When New York takes on Boston, I hate to say it, but I'm taking Boston with this one. New York Knicks don't have their shit together. I'm gonna take Dallas over Phoenix as well on Thursday night. Ooh, that's hot. Next up, we got Toronto over Golden State. I'm taking Golden State here as well. And then our Sunday games, right? Just to get there. Next up, let me see who we have. We have Denver and Philly. I am going to take Denver. I think this is the Joker's team, right? So we're going to take Denver there. I'm going to take Brooklyn over New York. God damn, the New York Knicks are losing a lot of games. If the Knicks lose to... Hold up. They lose to Boston and they lose to Brooklyn. You're talking about going on a 5-game losing streak. God damn, that's going to be rough. And then last game, we have the Lakers versus, the Boston Celtics. So you know what? I don't even mind that. Because you had the Boston Celtics started, you had them in the middle, and you had them at the end. And they are playing well enough to earn all of that. And yep, I'm sorry, the error with the Heatles for Miami. Then you're talking about New York Knicks for the hometown rivalry. And then the all-time great rivalry between the Lakers and the Boston Celtics. And I'm going to go Boston on this one. So there goes your picks for rivalry week, folks. I got Boston over Miami. I got the Lakers over the Clippers. I got LeBron James scoring over 40 points in that game. I got Philly over Brooklyn. I got John Morant losing to Golden State Warriors. I got Boston beating the Knicks. I got Dallas beating Phoenix. I got Memphis beating Minnesota. I got Golden State waxing Toronto. And I got Denver skilling their way past Philly. I got Brooklyn beating. Actually, you know what? I may change that because if Brooklyn don't have Kevin Durant, I actually give the Knicks a chance there. I'm switching that one over to the New York Knicks. They break their losing streak. They're still in New York. Right now, I got Boston beating the LA Lakers, and that's all of the picks for rivalry week. Like I said, there may be little things here and there may change based off the status of star players, but unless something drastic happens like that, I don't see myself doing much changing in how those picks went down. You guys ready for a little bit more tea? Oh man, let's go ahead and roll up and roll out. I think I'm just about done with the show for today. I think I am super mellow right now, and I don't have any more to go. And you know what? Part of my mellowness may also be due to the fact that I went to an art show over the weekend, right? And saw the Van Gogh 3D emerging or 3D experience, and it was phenomenal. It was so tranquil. It was relaxing. Speaking of tranquil and relaxing, let me see if this person hit me back up. No. Alrighty. I'm probably gonna catch up with you guys tomorrow's then. So yeah, it was super tranquil, super relaxing. It had a couple of like videos that it played in the beginning. I had a video that played in the beginning and something of a video that played in the end, but the video was like a 3D projector, like all over, fully immersive video. Where you have pictures that you can interact with and take pictures in, right? Like art, you can actually sit in. They recreated one of his pictures, the bedroom, and actually made a live version of it. That was pretty fucking dope, right? That's something I can see either recreating or being recreated throughout history. Learned a whole lot about Van Gogh that I didn't really know before or retain to memory. Right? So while there, I read everything that they had about him, right? All of the findings, the histories between all of his, right? Like the history behind a lot of his paintings. I'm actually gonna give you guys the only Van Gogh trivia that's actually I put into the whole entire into my MyT trivia segment, and that is how many pictures did Van Gogh sell while he was living? And the answer to that is crazy because he has pictures that have sold now for like $84 million, $67 million, $50 million. And when you find out his lifestyle while he was alive, it'll be wild to you. But I guess this sometimes when you have to step outside your own world. And I say that because I'm in the hip hop world more than anything else. I grew up in the hip hop community, hip hop world, and there's always a saying there that dead rappers get better promotions, but you see it everywhere. Dead painters, better promotions, right? Dead wrestlers, better promotions. Who else? Like you see it. You see it in different in different forms and in different forms of entertainment, right? And creativity that your passing suddenly makes what you were doing right rare, I guess, suddenly. And they said that he had so many paintings out there, so many damn paintings. It's crazy. It was crazy. It really is something. It was really something to behold. Really, really was something to behold. Like, it's definitely an experience that I would advise everybody to go to if you're in the South Florida area, right? Or if it comes to if it comes to your city or whatever. But yeah, the Van Gogh experience, that's definitely something to do. Um, I would definitely advise that that you be on some kind of hallucinogen. It may help, right? They have a 3D experience as well. Like it helps there as well. Like it was a very fun time. Like it was really peaceful and calming to the soul, and it really was because I don't even remember cussing anybody out in traffic on my way back. I was just there. you know, so right. Like, it was a really good experience, and it was weird. So here I am on my way back, and I'm telling myself like, "Yo, I really need to start taking in like more art shows and more art exhibits." La la la. And I start thinking to myself, "Yeah, I haven't been to like an art show or art exhibit or anything like that since I went to the Albert Einstein joint." And I was like, "No, wait a minute. No, you've been to one since then. You actually worked in an art museum, right?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then you was just at one sometime this year, and also you was at one since then, like one that your homeboy put on. Like, I mean, it was a fashion show, but you know what I mean? It's art is art. And I was like, "Yo," started realizing myself like I take in a whole lot more like random art shows and things like that than I realized. Not just find it weird because like listen, ain't a lot of listen. Me and my friends, we all have like similar but different taste, and I don't hear a lot of them going to a lot of art shows and stuff like that. I know that's something I love it too, but I don't be hearing them about it. But yo, I be loving that. I be loving it. I be going there to be chilling. I went there by myself and I was just chilling. I was in my own world. Started listening to the Giants game for a while. And then I quickly turned it off after I heard the game. I was like, you know what? The Giants not even doing well enough to have to pull me away from this experience. Like I'm fully immersed right now. You got me. I'm fully vested. The Giants, you fucking suck. Oh man, but it was good though. It was really good. I advise you guys go check that out. I definitely advise you guys go check that out. Um, that is definitely going to be it for the show. We have one little thing we're going to do to wrap this show up, and we're going to leave you with that as well. And no, we're just going to have ourselves a little fun with all of the individuals that didn't advance into the playoffs. So first, let's start off with the smallest of the losers, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You have failed this city.
You only get one failure of the city. Now, you gotta see where this is gonna go, right? For the Buffalo Bills, this is tough. Who gets the 3? Who gets the 4? We know who's getting the 5. Who gets the 3? Who gets the 4? The team with the expectations or the team without the expectations that got blown? You know what? New York Giants.
You have failed this city.
You get 3 failures for that one. You didn't really have any expectations on you, but that blowout was tough. Like that blowout was rough to you. That's why you didn't get 2. You automatically go to 3. You probably should have got 4. Probably should give you like 3.5 failures. But we don't have half failures over here. Only full blown failures. So our 4-point failure, yeah, we're giving that over to you guys. The Buffalo Bills, because you guys had expectations and you just keep tossing them out the window. So
you have failed. You have failed. You have failed. You have failed this city.
And lastly, the Dallas Cowboys, for their masterful performance of I don't give a fuckery. They definitely try to throw that game away. You, sirs, get all full 5 of the film.
You have failed this. You have failed this city.
Yeah, you get the 5-star and more. Because not only were you the loudest shit talkers in the bunch, but you also were the ones that made them biggest fools of yourselves once you lost. Thank you guys for the entertainment. And thank everybody for listening to the podcast. Don't forget that you can find the MyT Sports Podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts at. We're talking about TuneIn. We're talking about Pandora. We're talking about Spotify. If you want to catch the show live, then listen, we have different platforms for that as well. You catch us live on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, any one of those lovely, lovely platforms. Podbean, that's also where you can call into the podcast as well. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to follow, subscribe. You get that bing bong every time we go on. Don't forget that little subscribe button is right down there. Right down there. Don't forget to hit up Freedom Tax on at 4397 State Road 7. Tell them MyT Sports send you. Get $50 on the spot. To Wednesday night, next episode 52 at Sharkies of the season, track 506. What do we have ready for you guys? Ooh, you know what? I have an ass eating question. I want to. I'm dead ass. You know we got the MyT trivia coming at 10:37 right on Wednesday. Ladies drink free 9 to 10. Right, we're gonna have a raffle for a $20 gift card. Right. We're gonna be doing that as well there. We're gonna ask you about natural women being attacked. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I saw that. I have an ass eating question. I really do. I have a genuine ass eating question. I'm gonna see if we can get answered on the air. We got a big fun show for you guys. Ready for once. Hope you guys be there. Hope you guys come and join. Don't forget for the trivia and the raffles. Like to win, you have to be there and you have to participate to win. But hey, once you participate, you've already won. This is MyT Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Talent Omar Taylor, aka Talent El Idolo Taylor, aka Talent New Year Save the Bear Taylor, and I'm out of here.